Walaikum Assalam. Imam Mehdi and Afsana Jahan to present now. Anyway, dear learners, most welcome to my today's online class. I have already given the title of the class, The Giant Panda Study and Comprehension. Today I will go through this lesson, and this is Unit 12, Lesson 3. And I request you to open the book so that you can have direct contact with the book. Of course, I will show you through the screen sharing. You will also watch the page of the text. And today I will discuss first 3 questions, and there will be MCQ multiple choice question, then short questions and answers, and I will go for summarizing. And if I have managed time, I will go for another chart. This is bar chart. In my last class, I talked to you on a pie chart, and I gave a long discussion, delivered a long discussion on the definitions and rules and all other concerning things to know about different types of charts. But because of shortage of time, I could not come to a good end of my discussion in my last class. Anyway, today I have decided to give the class on fast paper so that you can have some release because writing of any kinds are quite complicated and difficult to keep attention for a long time. Still now there are as many as 4 students with me. Can you please write whether you hear me and watch me clearly or not? Please let me know the condition I am before the set. Please write if you hear me and see me clearly. Please write for my information. Before I start my class, I should know if I can reach you visually, and please write your comment if you understand, if you hear me clearly or not. All clear, Al Sabah, Arnish, all clear, but all clear, but if you hear me clearly. Sakib Chaudhary, yes sir, you are perfectly audible. Thank you very much. A very nice word you have chosen. Audible. I'm quite audible today because of my facilities I'm enjoying for my laptop. So now I want to go directly to my class with screen sharing. Please follow me. And you see, this is English fast paper. And this passage on pandas or on panda has been taken from Unit 12, Lesson 3. First, I will go through the lines, go through the passage as for your understanding. And if you find any confusion, any problems, please write in the comments so that I can be aware of your problems. So first, let me read out the passage. The passage is about panda, especially the critical condition panda is confronting in different countries of the world, in China in particular. We know China has the legitimate claim of having almost 1/4 pandas of the world in their country. So almost 1/4 pandas of the world actually live or are found in China. But because of many regions, especially because of the inclement climatic condition or uh, the climate change, the life or the existence of panda has become critical. Has become critical. So the passage is about this critical condition of pandas' existence on Earth. So pandas' bamboo food may be lost to climate change. And this is the title. Though they are one of the most beloved animal species on Earth, pandas aren't safe from the devastating effects of climate change. I made it red so that you can have a special look at these lines, at this portion of the line, because this portion is very important for writing answers. They're the most key points of the passage, and I have made all the key points of the passage red. So, devastating effects of climate change. This is the cause, this is the reason behind the critical condition of the pandas on Earth or across the world. According to a new study, projected temperature increases in China over the next century will likely seriously hinder bamboo. We know bamboo is the single and main food or staple food of panda. Everyday panda eats a lot of bamboo. This is the single and main food of panda, almost the sole source of food for endangered pandas. Panda's life has become endangered, full of danger. 99% of the panda's diet is bamboo. So it's important to understand 99% of panda's diet is bamboo, and an adult panda needs around 38 kilograms of bamboo every day. Only if bamboo can move to new habitats at higher elevations, height. Elevations means height or high places, altitudes. Will pandas stand a chance of survival? The researchers say. And in this line, there is a grammatical mistake, as these passage has been taken from perhaps online, from the source of online. It's a report. There is a grammatical mistake with the verb or structure. Anyway, we have got the information, not look at the structural mistake or the grammatical deviation. Only if bamboo can move to new habitats. Habitats means the place where we live, where pandas live. The place or the areas where pandas live are they are termed as habitats, a living place, residing place. Only if bamboo can move to new habitats at higher elevation, that means high places, mountainous places, will pandas stand a chance of survival. It's very important that if the habitats or the residing or living places of panda can be shifted from the present place to another high places, there is a chance of the survival of pandas because this is the statement of researchers. This is what the researchers say. But why? Because the places where at present pandas are found to live are becoming difficult for producing bamboos. Of course, there are some other reasons. Human activities are also some another reason why panda's life has become so endangered. However, if conservation programs, that means preservation programs, wait too long. That means if the people who are engaged in doing programs for the conservation of pandas, human habitats and activities could claim all of the new habitats capable of supporting bamboo in a warming world. So this is what can people do for the preservation of the pandas. If conservation programs wait too long, if the people were engaged in doing programs on the existence of or on saving the panda's life, do not work quickly, fast, it will be too late. That means any wait, any delay of working panda's existence on earth will be endangered. That means after a certain period of time, there will be no panda in the world. It is tough, it's difficult, but I think means researcher think. But I think there is still hope. So the researcher is hopeful about the existence, about the condition of continuation of panda's life. But there is a condition if we take action now. Say research team member Jiangu Liu. So this is very important person, important researcher. So this is the statement that if we take action just now or now, there is still hope. If we wait, but in case of waiting, then we could be too late. That means the pandas will disappear from the earth. The researchers used various climate change models to project the future for three bamboo species relied on by pandas. That means pandas actually like to eat three types of bamboos. And the researchers have prepared three models in case of the devastating climate change in the Kunling Mountain region of China. So this is the region or the territory or the area of China where the researchers have planned or projected three models, which represents about a quarter of the total remaining panda habitats. Very important place. In this very place, that means Kunling Mountain area region, in this very place, almost one-fourth, a quarter of the total remaining pandas, one-fourth of the pandas living now are actually found in this very territory, in this very area or region. So researchers are thinking about how they could or how they can shift the residing places from to other places because the existence or the availability of bamboos are becoming endangered. That means the number of bamboos in the bamboo forests are actually reducing, are getting reduced. These models varied their species predictions. So the models they have prepared, they have made are not same and single. They vary. But each forecasted that means is model forecasted some level of temperature rise within the coming century. So in the coming century, there will be a rise of temperature. So because of the troubles of temperature, because of the high temperature, bamboos are not likely to grow. And on the other end, bamboos are also not likely to grow if the weather is very cool. So bamboos actually are found to grow in a moderate weather. It's difficult. Next, the result suggests that if the bamboo is restricted to its current distribution area, between 80 and 100% of it will disappear by the end of the 21st century. This is dangerous. The researchers say that if the place or the area, that means current area where bamboos are grown, where bamboos grow, are not shifted to some other places, 80 to 100% of it, that means bamboo, will disappear by the end of this century. This is, we know, this is 21st century, because it won't be able to grow under the increased temperature. Very important to notice. If the temperature grows very high, it's not possible to grow bamboo. On the other hand, if the weather is very cold, in the very cold weather or cold climatic condition, we cannot grow bamboo. So bamboos actually grow in moderate temperature. If, however, bamboo can move into new, this is the hope or expectation of the researcher. If, however, bamboo can move into new cooler areas, which will reach the same temperature as current bamboo habitats due to warming. That means if the bamboos are shifted to some cooler places, with the course of time, those cooler places will be warm because of the global warming. So that very cool places also will become suitable for growing bamboos. This is very important. Then there is hope. However, all depend on the extent to which humans can curtail climate change by limiting greenhouse gas emissions in the future. So this is also very important. So if humans can limit their greenhouse gas emission, many things can become possible. This is very, very important to know. Anyway, you try to understand the question first, multiple choice question. Question number 1, the word hinder can be best replaced by hinder. What is the word hinder? You see here, according to a new study, projected temperature increases. This increases noun, not verb. In China over the next century will likely seriously hinder bamboo. So affect bamboo, damage bamboo, endanger bamboo. Hinder means give say a disturbance. So hinder means here we have as many as 4 options. Cooperate, of course not. Ignore, no. Terrify, no. Hamper, damage or hamper. So this is hamper is the answer. So thank you very much. Number 2, what does the phrase human inhabitants mean? Human inhabitants mean. Very important. Human inhabitants means people who live in a particular place. Inhabitat means the place where humans live. Inhabitants means people or other animals who live in a particular area. So human inhabitants means humans who live in a particular area. Human environment, no. Human residence, no. Human occupants, humans who occupy a place, So this is the answer, human occupants, not human facers. Then question number 3, what does the word elevations in the text refer to? Elevations, elevated highway, high mountains, high areas, high temperatures, high social condition. Of course, it may be high mountains. No, it is high areas. High areas means high areas may be mountainous areas. So the answer should be high areas. Number 4, what does this phrase limiting greenhouse gas emissions mean? Limiting, make limited, restricting, confining. Confining carbon dioxide, is it? Greenhouse gas means carbon dioxide. Destroying carbon dioxide, controlling carbon dioxide, emitting carbon dioxide. Of course, limiting means controlling carbon dioxide. Question number 5. Why isn't panda's life safe? Very clear. Because of insufficiency of forests. Because of hot weather. Because of climate change. Because of cool weather. So the answer must be because of climate change. And now go for short questions. There are as many as 5 questions as tradition. Why have the pandas forests disappeared? How much does an adult panda eat a day? How would you define the scientist Django Liu's attitude? What is the role bamboos play for existence of pandas? What will happen to the current bamboo habitats in the years to come? All the questions are very interesting. Why have the pandas forests disappeared? Very, very easy answer. We know because of climate change. The very first line, devastating effects of climate change. This is the answer. So what should be the answer? Why have the pandas forests disappeared? It has happened. So I've written the answer in another way, not taking the words of the phrases from the question. It is my own phrase. It has happened, so এমনটি ঘটেছে due to the devastating effects of climate change. So notice the style of the answer. It is better not to use the words of the phrases just from the question. I have changed the style, changed the phrase. Why have the pandas forests disappeared? It has happened so due to the devastating effects of climate change. How much does an adult panda eat a day? Answer is very clear. An adult panda eats around 38 kilograms of bamboo in a day or a day. We can change in a day or only a day. Both are correct. How would you define the scientist Django's Liu's attitude? It's better. So how would you define the scientist Django's Liu's attitude? Liu is a researcher, and he seems to be hopeful if some proper and timely actions can be taken before it is too late. He is hopeful, no doubt. He's optimistic, no doubt. But he has doubt whether proper and timely actions will be taken before it is too late. So he is hopeful, he's optimistic, no doubt. But he's urging people, he's appealing people to take steps to save the life of pandas. So this is the answer. I think his attitude is positive. Because he is because he is still hopeful. In his research, he has uncovered the real condition of pandas' existence on Earth at present. He invites the attention of the concerned authorities to take proper steps to create favorable environment for pandas who so he is optimistic and lover of panda and all other wild animals. This is the answer. Question number D. What is the role bamboos play for existence of pandas? Bamboo is the main food of panda. So pandas mostly rely on bamboo for their existence on Earth. What will happen to the current bamboo habitats in the years to come? You see here, what does the research say? The results suggest that if the bamboo is restricted to its current distribution area, between 80 to 80 between 80 to 90 80 and 90%, with 80 90% of it will disappear by the end of the 21st century. So this is the answer. And we have written the answer in this way. The current bamboo habitats means the place or the area where bamboos grow. Bamboo habitats means the place or areas where bamboo grows. The current bamboo habitats in the years to come will be challenged by climate change due to greenhouse effect. So this is the answer. And now summarize the following text. And the last portion of the passage I have taken here for summarizing. That means the same passage but have cut a pitch. The last portion, last segment of the passage. Many pandas in the world, this is the result of the research of the researcher, you. Many pandas in the world currently live in nature reserves. Nature reserves. This is the phrase, reserves here now, not verb. Many pandas in the wild means forests. Wild means jungle, forests. Many pandas in the wild currently live in nature reserves. That means nature reserves means the place of nature where there is a reservation. In nature reserves protected from human encroachment. Human encroachment. Human entrance without permission. Encroachment means entrance or go without the proper permission. Go by force. Enter by force. So many pandas in the wild. This should be wild. In the wild or world, it should be in the wild or in the world, but in the text this is wild. Anyway, many pandas in the wild currently live in nature reserves protected from human encroachment. That means many authorities in the world have taken steps to save the life of pandas, and that is why they have reserved the habitats of pandas. However, almost all of the land encompassed by those reserves will be unsuitable for the bamboo because of the rise of temperature. Okay, however, almost all of the land encompassed by those reserves. That means the place that have been reserved, declared reserved. Anyway, but however, almost all of the land encompassed by those reserves will be unsuitable for the bamboo if the temperatures rise as predicted. As scientists predicted that the temperatures in the coming century or the last towards the end of the century will rise up, and if the temperatures rise up to an intolerable condition, bamboos will not be able to grow or continue to grow. But if conservationists plan ahead, that means before the danger happens, now to move those reserves in line with changing bamboo habitats. Researchers say that if the areas of reservation are to be shifted with the places of the habitats of the places where bamboos grow, then it may be possible to preserve the land the pandas will need. So, at the same time, the places or the areas of the bamboos are to be shifted to some moderate, moderate places where the temperatures are neither very much cool nor very much hot. That means suitable for growing bamboos. So, in this way, the researchers are trying to save the only food of bamboos. That means only food of pandas. That means bamboos. Then it may be possible to preserve the land the pandas will need. And climate change is not the only challenge facing giant pandas. So there are some other reasons. What are the other reasons? One of the most endangered species in the world. Researchers say human activities have already severely limited the animal's habitat. So human activities are also responsible for the disappearance of pandas and their dependence on a single source of food. So there are mainly, we see few reasons why pandas are going out. Number one, bamboo is the single and only food they like to eat. They don't like to eat any other things, any other, say, leaves, trees, etc., any other food. And there is another reason, human activities. Human activities are also responsible. In addition to there is one that is not that nutrient or energy rich doesn't help. That means this is the condition of bamboos. Bamboos are not very much nutrient. They don't give much energy. They're not full of energy. They are not rich. This means full of energy. What doesn't have that means actually bamboos don't help much to create energy for pandas. Yet pandas like to eat bamboos. In addition to their native habitats of China, pandas live around the world in zoos and breeding centers, but live doesn't predict a bright future for the pairs if they lose their wild habitats. Lius are seriously concerned that if pandas lose their wild habitats, that means lose their forests where they now live, it will not be possible uh, to maintain the existence of pandas on Earth only keeping them in different breeding centers or zoos. That means zoos and breeding centers cannot be any solutions to preserve these species, these most valuable animal on Earth. To really protect pandas, you cannot just stick into a breeding center or he said nothing that the animal's genetic diversity would suffer, among other issues. So, if pandas are not allowed to reside or habitat in their reside in their natural habitats, they will not be able to preserve their, say, genetic diversity. It's important. Genetic diversity is very important to preserve. That's not a long-term solution. So this is the passage, and now what main points we have got from here? We have got from here that the places or the areas where pandas live have become endangered because the bamboos on which pandas live on are also endangered because of climate change or the change of temperatures. But humans are researchers and other authorities are trying to create some favorable, say, conditions, favorable places where pandas and bamboos can live or grow. But researcher, most important researcher, say live. Uh, of course, he is optimistic, but he says that if people do not take actions, proper actions, timely, it will be too late, and then the panda might disappear from the earth. So uh, this is the main important points of the passage. And what I have written in the summary, please try to understand. The text deals with the concern of the researcher Jiango Liu regarding the existence of panda. Jiango Liu and his team. Better anyway. So the text deals with the concern of the researcher Jiango Liu regarding the existence of panda on Earth. At present, pandas are mainly found to live in some specified reserve protected areas, but due to human activities and devastating impact of climate change, these particular areas are likely to lose the suitable weather condition pandas need for their food. Their main food, bamboos, will mostly disappear if the existing situation continues. Of course, timely and suitable steps for shifting the habitats of pandas to suitable areas can save the giant wild animals. I think this is a very nice and very good summary of the text. That the summary has come to an end with a positive note. You see, timely and suitable steps for, it's important to notice. I have ended the summary with a positive note. Timely and suitable steps for shifting the habitats of pandas to suitable areas can save the giant wild animals. This is the end of the passage and the discussion. And now I'm going to the comment section. Please, I request you to write if you understood the passage, the questions and the answers. It's essential to know from your side. Please write the discussion I have carried out till this time is understandable to you. I have discussed the questions and the answers categorically to your understanding, but you have written a roll numbers and your name. That means the comment sections actually has become a display board of the names and the roll numbers, but there's no comment about the discussion about the class I am conducting. Please write if you understood the passage, if there is any confusion, if there is any problems in the body of my discussion, please write. I'm requesting you to write. Yeah, written your roll number, but no comments. Orpita Shorkar says, yes, sir, I understood. Thank you very much. But there is still some problems because you are not in my direct contact, as you are not in the classroom. There might be some problems because you cannot raise questions to clarify confusions directly. So you please write problems. You please write problems you are facing. I have understood the passage. Thank you very much. Fine passage, but I have still some time, and now I want to go to a chart description. Please go to the chart description and give me some time. It's a graph. Graph is also a chart. Graph is also a chart. I have given some definitions of the graph. A graph shows the, please be with me and give attention what I say. A graph shows the mathematical relationship between sets of data. Graphs are one type of chart. All graphs are charts, but all charts are not graphs. Graphs organize information to show patterns and relationships. A graph shows the information by representing it as a shape. Researchers and scientists often use graphs to report findings and their study. It is a graphical object used to represent. I don't like to give here. Cut it out. You can use a column chart when you want to compare values across the categories. Anyway, here is an example of graph chart. A question. The graph below shows the number of mobiles and internet users in Bangladesh from the year 2014 to 2018. Describe the graph in at least 80 words. You should highlight the information and report the main features. And first, we study the graph. You see there are as many as 5 columns: 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and the blue columns, and you see adjacent you see black columns, and the blue columns stand for mobile phone users, and the black columns for internet users. You see blue color mobile phone users. I want to make it yes, you see. So this is mobile phone users, and this is black internet users. So you see in 2014 there were, and these number digits are in millions, 115 millions. So in 2014, there were as many as 115 millions of mobile phone users, and only 15 millions were internet users. And 2015, you see 122 millions mobile phone users and only 19 millions say internet users. And in 2016, you see 132 were mobile phone users and only 21 internet users. But you see in 2017, 130 mobile phone users, you see, go down, but there is dramatic jump of the internet users from 21 to 67 million. And then 2018, you see 140 million. 140 million people were, say, mobile phone users, and 81 million people were internet users. So this is the information we have got from the graph, and this is the scale. On the left side, you have a scale 0, 30, 60. The gap is 30. The gap between 0 to 30 is 30, 30 to 60, 30, 60 to 90, 30. So the gap actually rises up to 30, 30 million. The gap is 30 million. And according to my own, say, uh, format, I have made a format introduction. The graph chart displays the increasing use of mobile phone and internet in Bangladesh from 2014 to 2018. It also shows the wide gap between the number of users of mobile phone and internet. Wide gap. You see, wide gap, 115 to only 15. Wide gap. Overview. Overview means outline of the information. Outline of the information, but with no statistics. No statistics. The use of mobile phone and internet underwent a dramatic shift in Bangladesh in the span of 15 years, 5 years, from 2014 to 2018 only. The increase in the use of mobiles increased. I'm sorry. The use of mobiles increased. The use of mobile increased steadily, but in case of internet, it is dramatical. During the 5 years, mobile users made a great journey from 115 million to 140 million. On the other hand, the internet users made a vertical journey, almost vertical journey from 15 to 18 million. Vertical means, vertical. Feature 1, evaluation or study. In the year 2014, the number of mobile users was 115 million, but this time only 15 million people had internet access. Next year, both of the users went up, reaching 122 and 90 million, respectively. The trend of increase continued for the subsequent years of 2016 and 2017 and 2018, showing almost the same bend. Of course, 2017 was exception for mobile phone users with a slight downward fluctuations. But a high jump, a high jump for internet users. You see the column. 2007 internet users actually rose from 2 to 21 million to 67. So it's a high jump. It's a high jump. I have written, corrected. So it's a high jump. Of course, to the 2017 was exception for the mobile users. with a with both the users. Exception for both the users. For both the users. It should be for both the users. With a slight downward fluctuation, but a high jump for internet users. This year, the number of mobile users went down from 122, 130 millions, and that of internet users went up. But it is better jumped. It is better jumped. Jumped from jumped from jumped from 21 to 67 million. 21 to 67 millions. It's important. Feature 2. The continuous increase in the number of mobile phone holders and internet access indicates the increasing attention towards the necessity of electronic communication. This is analysis. The only one decline from 32 to 30 millions in the use of mobiles. 130, I'm sorry. Suggests the descending propensity among the people at all. The only one decline from 130 to 130 millions in the use of mobiles in 2007 suggests no descending propensity. Suggests no descending propensity among the people at all. In fact, the vital rise in the internet access points to the interest of visual contact. So, conclusion 2018 was the peak year for mobile phone and internet users. From the peak, it can be seen that the number of mobile phone holders and internet access will be increased by many folds. In future. So thank you very much. You're still with me for your presence. I'm proud of all of you. And I think you have got some ideas about the graph chart. And today I will send you the PDF form of the graph chart description so that you can store it and memorize it for the coming examinations. And I am sure that you will read all the answers and essays and all other compositions I am sending to you, and it will be very much valuable and resourceful for your uh, examinations. And I am trying to write very important as well as valuable, as well as standard answers uh, in all forms for the betterment of you, so that you can understand the questions easily and you can take preparations with, I think, standard hope and expectations. So thank you very much again, and I hope you will stay at home safe and please don't go outside without any essential needs. That means if it is not essential to go out, please stay home safe. So thank you very much. And I will come back to you in my coming class with some other essential and needful topics. Till the time, thank you very much. Okay.